In the name of the Father and Son, Holy Spirit, one God. In 2 Kings chapter 5, there is a small girl. She was captivity. They took her from the land of Samaritan or Jerusalem. They took her. She was an orphan, and they took her. She was a little girl. But this girl, she changed the religion of all the army and the head of the army too. The Bible did not mention her name, but her name mentioned in the heaven. And she would have very strong faith and very young age. Very young age with very strong faith, changing the face of all the army. So I will read it slowly. And from verse 1, it's all we read the 15 verse. That's all, and we start to understand what the story about. Now Naaman, commander of the army of the king of Syria, was a great and honorable man in the eyes of his master, because by him the Lord had given victory to Syria. He was also a mighty man of valor, but a leper. His problem was leprosy. So, and this one in front of Jewish, they call him unclean, or they think it is disease. It doesn't want to be unclean disease. All right, and the Syrians had gone out on right and had brought back captive a young girl from the land of Israel. This is the girl we talk about. She waited on Naaman's wife. Then she said to her mistress, if only my master were with the prophet who is in Samaria, for he would heal him of his leprosy. So his problem was sick. The little girl, she was watching. They believe in idols, they pray in idols, but the sickness make him very disappointed and upset. So she embarrassed to talk to him directly. She talked to his wife and she told her, if my master go visit our homeland, we have a prophet in our homeland, he can heal him. And Naaman went in and told his master, saying, thus and this said the girl who is from the land of Israel. Naaman, he went to the king of Syria and said to him, this girl, she said, if I go back to the land, they got someone he can heal me. His master, he loved him very much. He said, all right, go, and he will give him a letter and some money and a present to take it with him. Then the king of Syria said, go now, and I will send a letter to the king of Israel. So he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 changes of clothing. That as a present, when he meets the king of Israel, they give it to him, so he can heal him. Then he brought the letter to the king of Israel, which said, now be advised, when this letter comes to you, that I have sent Naaman my servant to you, that you may heal him of his leprosy. So the king of Assyrian sent a letter to king of Israel. He said, that's my servant. When he comes to you with this letter, please heal him. Okay, they were thinking the king, he's the one can heal him. But look the face of the king and look the face of the little girl. Look what the king of Israel said. And it happened when the king of Israel read the letter that he tore his clothes and said, am I God to kill and made alive, that this man send a man to me to heal him of his leprosy? Therefore, please consider and see how he seeks a quarrel with me. The man, the king of Israel, he has no faith. When he saw this letter, he said, I am not God can heal or kill or make someone alive, and he tore his clothes. Look his face and look the face of the little girl we talk about later on. Number 8. So it was when Elijah, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel had torn his clothes, that he sent to the king saying, why have you torn your clothes? Please let him come to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet of Israel. He said, if you can do it, just send him to me. I will do it, so at least when they go back, they know there is a prophet of Israel. The Israeli people, they know God. Number 9, then Naaman went with his horses and chariot, and he stood at the door of Elijah's house. And Elijah sent a messenger to him, saying, Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh shall be restored to you, and you shall be clean. Elijah, he didn't meet him, but he sent his disciple and told him, Go wash 7 times in the river. When you wash, your skin will come back like skin of a child. Now, man the Syrian, he don't like it because he didn't meet him, and he said, I come all the way, and after you tell me I go wash 7 times in the water, why I didn't wash in my river over there? But look, one of his servants had better faith than him again. Look what happened. But Naaman became furious and went away and said, Indeed, I said to myself, He will surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord, his God, and wave his hand over the place and heal the leprosy. Are not Abanan and the river of Damascus better than all the water of Israel? Could I not wash in them and be clean? So he turned and went away in his rage. He get very upset. He said, Why I come all the way, and at the end of the day they tell me I wash in this water. One of his servants, he tell him something nice. He tell him, Listen, if this prophet told you to do something hard, you will do? He said, Yes. He said, But he asked you for a simple thing to do. Why you not to do and to try? He will listen to his servant and he will try. And his servant came near and spoke to him and said, My father, if the prophet had told you to do something great, would you not have done it? How much more then when he said to you, Wash and be clean? So he went down and dipped 7 times in the Jordan, according to the saying of the man of God. And his flesh was restored like the flesh of a little child, and he was clean. Look how the story starts from a little girl asking him to go her country because she had a strong faith with her prophet, to the king of Israel have no faith. But when the king of Israel have no faith, God he sent Elijah to show the man we have a prophet in this country, and he come to Elijah and Elijah healed him. Look what happened to this man and all his army in number 15. And he returned to the man of God, he and all his aides, and they came and stood before him, and he said, Indeed, now I know that there is no God in all the earth except in Israel. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen. So that's the story about today. A little girl, young one with a strong faith. Number 1, the servant, his heart must be full of love for the one he loved so he can talk about him. This girl, she was a captivity. She was young, but because she loved God from all her heart, when she sees someone who needs help, she straight away sends him and they start to talk about her God. As one of the servants during the communist in Russia, Egypt sent him, he's an engineer, to go because he used to import a lot of machinery from Russia. So they sent him to Russia to stay for 2-3 weeks. This man, he said, I have to take a train from Moscow to Kiev, take about 12 hours. They sent the engineer with him because at least to translate to him. He said, during this time we was talking about God, he told him, you still the people believe there is God? Russia that time was communist, he cannot speak about religion, even to have a Bible very hard. He said, yes. He said, I started to talk to him, but unfortunately they, brainwash. And I told him, did you read Bible? He said, no, we don't have Bible. He said, it's only you found the Bible in museum over there in Russia in that time. And during we stopped in one of the city, he ring his family and he come and was very upset. So he told him what happened. He said, my son 2-3 days now have got high fever, and he doesn't want the temperature to come down, and they took him to the hospital. Straight away the servant talked to him about God. He said, do you believe in God? He said, I don't know him. He said, but God, he know you. He told him, all right, ask your God to heal my son. He said, but do you believe my God able to heal your son? He said, yes. He said, all right. He prayed for his son, and he said, next step, we start to stop. And he asked to see what happened to his son. He said his son started getting better. He said, after I finished the trip, I told them, please go to the library of the museum and get the Bible and start read. Engineering from Egypt to go Moscow just a 2 week. But any chance to see someone, to talk to him about God, he talked. Because his heart full of love for the one he loved. Okay? So number one, this girl, she's a small girl, orphan, captivity, but when she gets the chance to talk to her master, one of the second charge on the Syrian army in that time was huge and something very big. She not scared and she talked about her God. Number two, she had a strong faith. If this person come back to her country and meet the prophet, he will heal him. A young girl orphan, from where she got her strong faith? From her temple, from her family before they pass away, and from her people around her. We as a servant, we take our faith from our mother. Which our mother? The church. The church is our mother. And that's the strong faith she was talking about. She was talking about, if this person come back to our country, he will get help from the prophet. And straight away he listened to her and went back, and you know what happened to the story. Another story happened too, during His Holiness Pope Shenouda was in monastery. One of the church in Heliopolis, they want to buy land to build a new church. His Holiness was in the monastery, the priest, we meet him and we show him the design, we show him the land we want to buy. He blessed and tell us go ahead. But he told His Holiness the financial of the church very tough. He said, go St. Mary, the church they call it St. Mary. St. Mary, she doesn't want to be, like Maduna, and be owned in debt. So he said, well, go ahead. The deal was £50,000 every month we have to pay for this bill. He said, every first month, all right, second month, he said, one of the months we did our best. All the church was having in the account 30,000, and the treasurer of the church, he said, please, I have a lot of bills to pay, don't touch this 30,000. He said the two priests, they took some receipts to go to knock the door for some people, even to lend money, and after this problem, they can give it back. So they was knocking the door and try one of the doctor, he gave them 20,000. They said it was only option, because next day, the due day, we took the 30,000 from our account, church account. The man, he get very angry, Abuna, please, we have. He said, don't worry, St. Mary, she doesn't want to be in. Next day morning, they found a person coming from the monastery and knocking the door. He told them, this is check His Holiness Pope Shenouda sent it. How much is the check? Was $50,000. He said, lady come yesterday to His Holiness and told him, I want to donate this money for one of your church. His Holiness remember this church have financial problem to borrow. He sent the check. So next day they went to the doctor, they borrowed 20,000 from him, and they give it to him. The man, he surprised, he said, I thought you were talking about years until I get my money back. The priest, he told him, our church, St. Mary, she doesn't want to be in debt. So when you have a strong faith about the one you love and the one you serve, you will ask people, one of your kids sick, go have Holy Communion, you will heal. For your sake of your faith and his faith, God will listen. This girl, for her sake of faith, God sent Elijah to heal this man. The king, the one he know Elijah and live in Israel and he know God and all this stuff, his faith was very weak. Since he saw the letter, he tore his clothes and said, who I am to can I heal a person? But this girl had a strong faith. So the servant to serve God, number one, speak about the person he loved. Number two, have a strong faith in one we believe he can do a miracle. Number three, the servant never give up for someone's salvation. She saw these people believe in idols. She saw these people, they never know anything about God, but she still talked to them about God. And when she talked to them about God and they see themselves, these people, what happened to them? All of them, they follow God. There is no another God in the world except the God of Israel. Number 4, Elijah the prophet. When he hears someone he needs help, he comes and help him. We as a servant, when we know someone he needs help, we help. We have a strong faith for the person we serve. We absolutely do nothing. But through him, we do everything. Through him. When you stuck and say, I can't do it. I remember one of the trips in Egypt, I was taking kids, with trip, and we take it by transport to pyramids. Imagine take a young kid's primary, we have no bus, nothing, and I have to take them through the bus to the pyramids. And I can't remember if I told you the story or not, and I was stay with one servant one night before we talked to him, and he told me he had similar trip, and one of his kids died, have accident and died. He fell down in mud and they can't get him here. So imagine I'm the only servant, take a kid, the class was primary, and already promised to go with a scout, so we have to go by transport, half of the trip, and second half walk. I stand up, God believes, I can't do anything. Was the easiest trip. When you put your all string away and you wait for God work, you do better job. When you have a topic or something and you found you stuck, you can't get anything, tell him, God, listen, I pray, I prepare, and I let you work. He found this the best work he can do. Because when we give him a chance to work, he will work. But when I say, I can do, he tell you, you do, but don't ask me for help. Very important. Okay, this little girl, send him to Elijah. Elijah, he said, come so you can see we believe in God and the God can make miracles. Last one, look the reward for people bringing people to God. Have a look, someone read for us Daniel 12, 2 and 3. Nagi, please. Daniel 12, 2 and 3. If you bring a person to God, you will be lighting in the heaven like a star. Imagine this girl, she brings a whole army to God. Look what her reward. And the Bible not even mention her name, but imagine how big name in the heaven she got. You got it, Nagi? Daniel 12, 2 and 3. If someone get it, please just... Okay, please make it. Chapter 12, verse 2 and 3. For the people bringing people to God.
And many of those who flee in the dust of the earth shall wait and stay in the floor.
You continue.
Some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever.
So who turn many to righteousness, they start till heaven, shine. One of the story, I just read it recently and I mentioned in the service was last Sunday and today Arabic one. One of the servants, very famous in Egypt. This servant, they to book him 3-4 months. So one day the church book him, he come to the church back, servant attending, and young people, everyone love to hear his sermon. He said, today we take it as a discussion. We not have to give topic, everyone have a question, send it to me. So everyone have questions, they start send it to him, and this servant start to read the question, one of the question make him cry. So all the church want to quiet, everyone who want to know what question make this servant cry. So when he holds it like this and be strong, he start tells him, you want to know which question won't make me cry. The question was, an old man, he told him, my life come to the end. and I want to ask your advice how I can come close to God. It is this old man asked me this question. I want to firstly talk about myself. Before you see me here, I was thief. I used to steal some stuff from my friend from Sunday school. I was smoking, I was going out with kids, drink everything. But one servant comes new to our church. And he come visit me at home and he said, why you not coming? He said, every time I come, the servant don't like me, the kids don't like me because he was troublemaker. He said, don't worry, but come. He said, first time I come, he gave him the idea to lead the prayer. He said, first time I read the prayer with people laughing because, we're not used to, I make a mistake and I stop, I continue, I make a mistake. He encouraged me. Second time, he encouraged me. Third time, encouraged me until I was looking after the prayer meeting. After this, he gave me to look after the Facebook of the church with about 170,000 members on the Facebook. When I cut something and the paste and I put it, people like, they send the comments, very nice. I was very happy when people comment. Encouraged me to start to read more to get some better stuff until I start to read the Bible step by step and get some verses and topic. After this servant encouraged me to start to speak in the meeting. In the beginning, I was very happy with the topic I gave because people tell him, nice topic, very good, and they're very happy and they, surprise him. He said, but later on, I was only concentrated about how the word affected these people and it changed these people. So the servant in front of you today was a thief, was doing this and that, and you ask me what I do to come to God. He said, the only thing the word of God make you to come to God. And he walked between the audience and he found the old man. He said, remember Mr. This, he was his coordinator Sunday school. I am Tawfiq, your servant. You remember me? He said, yes, and I am the old man send you the letter. Let you cry. So look what servant can change a life for someone outside the church. Not through us, through the grace and the work of God. So number one, you have to have a big love for the one you serve. Number two, strong faith for the one you serve. Number three, we never lose hope. Number four, for the sake of her faith, God, he sent Elijah to heal Naaman Syriani. Number five, the people bring someone to Christ, he will shine in the heaven. So imagine when we go to heaven, we see some of you shining. But that's not easy. You need to get some people from outside the church. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen. And pray for me.